Welcome to Legal Dragon, a weekly podcast featuring Melissa Caballero Alton, a civil litigation attorney who prides herself in representing hardworking, everyday people and small businesses as they try to navigate today's confusing legal landscape. As you know, lawyers can be vicious and the courtroom can be a battlefield. If your opponents hire a fire-breathing dragon to represent them in battle, then you should too. So fight fire with fire and let Melissa Caballero Alton be your legal dragon.
Hello everyone, this is Melissa Caballero Alton and I am your legal dragon. Thanks for joining us for the Legal Dragon podcast. So today I want to talk to you about when you should incorporate your side hustle. So when you're thinking about your side hustle, maybe you have a side gig that you're working on the weekends or at night when you get home from your full-time job. That is a side hustle, something you enjoy, something that maybe one day will be your main hustle. But right now, it's just your side hustle. That's okay. But you might be wondering, when should I take this to the next level and incorporate? So when you're considering this, there's two factors I want you to think about that really determine when to take it to that next level and incorporate that side hustle: income and liability. So let's start with income because that's the most basic and the first thing that people think, okay, I have to be making a six-figure salary with my side hustle just to be able to incorporate, right? No, not really actually. Number one, as an attorney, I have to tell you, I'm not a CPA, right? I'm not an accountant, so take that into consideration and you should always consult your own CPA or your own accountant, bookkeeper, what have you, before you decide what you're gonna do with this side hustle. So always make sure you've got a good CPA or accountant by your side that you can consult and talk to before you make any kind of decisions. But as far as your income goes for your side hustle, make sure for tax filing purposes, right? From the research that we've done as attorneys with other CPAs that we've worked on, and even in our own personal business making decisions, what we've determined is a range, right? To kind of raise those red flags and make you think, I should be paying closer attention to the side hustle business, is if you're starting to make an income between $6,000 and $10,000 a year from that side hustle. So this is in addition to whatever that 9 to 5 normal 40-hour work week grind is bringing you. You're making close to $10,000 a year from that side hustle. You should be taking that as a sign, as a red flag that you should take that side hustle to the next level and incorporate, because that means you could be getting some tax benefits from that income that you're making from your side hustle. So keep that in mind, that range, getting close to $6,000, anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000, you gotta incorporate. If that side hustle is really only bringing in like $1,000 a year for now, which it's okay, every little bit helps, I don't think you really need to worry about taxes at that point. But again, if you're over $9,000 a year, you got to talk to your CPA, you got to talk to an accountant and figure out the best way to take your side hustle to the next level for tax filing purposes and incorporate. The next factor that will determine whether you're ready to incorporate your side hustle is liability. So this is a favorite word of attorneys, right? We love throwing around the word liability, but it's because as attorneys, we always say you hope for the best and you prepare for the worst. So we're here to help you prepare for the worst. Some factors to consider. For liability, if your side hustle involves more than just you, you have a cousin that helps you on the weekends, your spouse or significant other helps you nights when you come home from work to package up that product that you're sending out, to help you put that Etsy shop together, whatever that side hustle entails, then you want something in writing by incorporating your side hustle that defines what your relationship is, right? With that employee or contractor, part-time, whoever it is that's helping you with the side hustle. By incorporating that, you'll have it defined in writing what they are. Are they your employees? Are they just a contractor that's helping you every now and then? Maybe when you get a really big order, that's the only time they get involved. That is the kind of thing that would be defined in writing as to what your relationship is with that person. Especially if you have an assistant, maybe you're doing flowers for weddings, so you really only work on weekends, right? You keep your 9 to 5 during the week. Your side hustle is just weekend weddings and big events where you do the flowers. And then you have an assistant or 2 assistants or 3 assistants. You incorporate that side hustle, and in there, you minimize your liability as an employer, because now you have something in writing that says, hey, I'm an LLC, or I'm an Inc., or I'm a corporation or a partnership, whatever the deal is. And it's well defined by incorporating that your relationship is X to Y, Y to Z, whatever it is with those employees, with those assistants, with those contractors, whoever it is that's also involved. Also, you have to think big, dream big, right? That's what we always say. So you might be a very small business, side hustle, side gig for right now, but you might get really big overnight. It's never really overnight, by the way. It takes a lot of work, a lot of long nights, and a lot of months and years to build something up, but it does happen. So think of your future and think about being attractive to investors. And the way to become that is by incorporating. So incorporate that side hustle, prepare for the future, prepare for the worst, hope for the best, and incorporate so that way you're attractive to these investors and potential people who will be more willing to invest in your business and your side hustle if you're incorporated and you're not just some, random person selling something, selling a service or selling a product. Again, think of this, of the liability, that magic word, as a barrier between you and the public. Anytime you put yourself out there, even if it's on weekends, late nights, online, behind a computer screen, whatever you're doing, you're selling a product, you're selling a service, you're putting yourself out there for them to receive your service, receive your product, and hopefully love it and never have a complaint. But one day, what if somebody has a problem? And guess what? They're going to come after you personally because you did not create that LLC or that Inc., that corporation, to serve as that barrier between you and the public. And that is what a business attorney, such as me, such as your legal dragon, can help you with by providing you with the proper documentation to protect you against any kind of liability or issues that could come up in the future. So thanks again for joining us today on the Legal Dragon podcast. If you want to learn more about us, please search for us on social media, on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook on Alton Law Florida. And check out our website at www.altonlawflorida.com. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for listening to the Legal Dragon podcast with Melissa Caballero Alton. Remember, don't get burned in or out of the courtroom, and fight fire with fire by hiring your own legal dragon.